Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. Another week of lots of stuff going on here, and I'm going to start this week with planting swede, rutabaga, if you're one of our American friends, and lots more. This doubled up on what we're planting this year. Going to put it in this bed here. They're going to be in there for quite a while, so it's better that they're closer, one of the beds that are closer to home when we come to harvest. You can see everything else is really starting to pop nicely. Those turnips settled in well, all the lettuces doing well. We've got the butterfly net now out for the cabbages, and all the onions doing nicely. There's the first set of sets, and the second sowing of sets starting to pop up nicely now. Broad beans or field beans, peas starting to climb, which is nice, and we've got stuff at the end as well. I've planted some sunflowers at the end now as well, so they should start to come up. And carrots done, second row. Yeah, so let's get on and plant these swedes. You know, you saw in the last video I was saying they weren't quite ready, and here we are 7 days later and they're ready. There's a couple of hemp in there as well. Obviously I spilt some seeds when I was sowing, but yeah. Walking out into our forest, the edge of the forest, there's the house and the barn there, so we're walking away from those because we've had some clearing done here, cleaning, trimming, and there's a lot of spare wood lying about. Some I collected here. I think that one might be right. Possibly. I need some pine to make some trellis. So hopefully I'll find something of. So they cut a lot of stuff down and leave it so that the tractors can get in and out. Occasionally they leave some big ones as well. And this in itself all makes good firewood. This one will do, I think. That'll do nicely. I should have said it's all with well-meaning. Obviously it looks like big gaps, but when you look up, they've spaced them so the canopy's open, and these pine trees can grow to their full maturity. They're probably only about halfway there at the moment, maybe 2/3, but, so everything in between is cleaned and can be used as wood, and the rest, you know, will rot and go back into the forest floor. Even in the sort of seemingly destruction of this forest cleaning, which is an important part of forestry management, still nice big patches of wild strawberries. As I've been walking around, I've seen loads, but this is a good image. All over there, around there, all here in front of me, right through there. Yeah, there's patches. There's one over there I can see. So this will give us a nice little foraging harvest of wild strawberries, which are very distinctive in taste. They're very different to normal strawberries. I'm doing some Japanese wood preserving. I think it's Sugi ban it's called. So you burn the wood, and that's the carbon crystallizes obviously from the charring, and that stops the moisture getting into the log and acts as a wood preserver. So this is the old trellis, as you can see. It's had its day. This would have been the 3rd year. Yeah, so I built it as soon as I got here, I think. And it was one of these temporary things to try out, and it's lasted 2.5 years or whatever. So that's what we're going to replace with something a bit more sturdy and stronger, aren't we? Okay, so the trellis is done. I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, and we've planted out the runner beans. Well, actually there's some Greek giant beans at the end there, and then 2 different varieties of runner beans. Can't remember the names now. In fact, in Latvian they still call them pulka pulpus, which is like flower beans, because originally the Victorians grew runner beans just for the flowers, and that's what they're called here. And often we forget that for some reason stores here put them in the flower section. If you want seeds for runner beans, you have to go to the flower section because they're called flower beans, which caused great confusion the first year, but once you get used to it, it's you know, culture. But yeah, all done. And I think here we'll probably plant some gherkins, let them climb up or something like that. Anyway, we've been planting some new trees. We've got 2 new pear trees, and some new fruit bushes, a couple of red currants over here. This cherry tree unfortunately looks like it's not going to make it. I'm not surprised really. If you look at the bark, the tree's split considerably and you know, dying, and so we're going to have to replace this. Whether we replace it with another cherry tree, I am not sure. But yeah, we're keen to extend the orchard and get some more stuff planted, which is going to give us fruit in the future. So 2 new pear trees. We've got 2 plum trees that we planted last year down the front there. I've just planted out our pumpkins and squashes. This is just another word for pumpkin, really. Using a method that Native Americans first used, called, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I'm calling it a pumpkin pit. So you dig down, put in various mediums, ash, compost, manure, whatever, and then plant 3 pumpkin plants into each one, and they're about 2 meters, 2.5 meters spaced in between, and then they can sprawl. This is my plan from a different video, if you remember, but then they can sprawl all out here. And I've mowed the grass down so they don't compete with weeds, and now we just got to wait. Well, there we are. There's the end of another week. I've just been raking up all the, well, it's ground elder, but all the trimmings that Gita's just tidied up. We tend to trim this area every year. You can see the garden's looking really green now. We're expecting some rain later. We've had some cracking days. This summer's landed upon us. I've got my summer hat. So yeah, if you liked anything that I've talked about in the video, give us a thumbs up. That'd be appreciated. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's been a really hectic week of planting. I'm knackered, if I'm honest. Last 2 weeks of May, first 2 weeks of June are always the busiest here. We've had lots going on that I've probably not talked about. We've not talked about the ants, not talked about the potatoes, not talked about lots, but I'll try and do that in the next week's video, and perhaps do a tour of the gardens, so to let you know what's going on. That might be helpful. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.